In today's video, I find two televisions in the trash and I decided to fix them even though they're a bit new. One of them, the big one, had a bad backlight and we fixed it. But then I saw this plasma screen in the trash, so we threw away that TV even though I fixed it. And then we got this one. That ended up being a really good trade. The other little one has a really nice digital converter and it picks up a lot of channels. So I decided to remove the plastic case and put it in its own container. Well, here's the long video over 2 weeks of reflow soldering, messing with backlight lenses, looking at a plasma screen TV I found, and almost getting shocked by high voltage from a fluorescent tube backlight. It was garbage day, and a few weeks ago I picked up this 2008 Sansui TV, and then today I picked up this 2012 Toshiba, and a couple days ago a friend of mine gave me this Dell Inspiron 600M. So let's have some fun with some televisions and a laptop. Maybe we'll get Anno 1503 playing on that, and we could do 1602 as well. I'm curious, do either of these work? If this one works, and if it is a 1080p screen, this might be good for digitizing because I just upgraded my monitor to a 4K monitor, and previously I would just tape a piece of paper to it, scale my drawing to what I wanted, and then I would just turn up the brightness and trace around it. But now I don't want to scratch up my monitor. So if this could be a digitizing monitor, well, this could work out pretty well. I could put a design on it with a computer hooked up to it, and then just put a thin piece of paper against it, draw it, and then I have the piece to cut out with the exact proportions of whatever. And then this little Sansui, if that works, I'm curious if this could be good for testing out digital TV antennas. Probably not for watching TV because TV sucks, but testing out antennas is always fun. Now, that's the other thing too. If both of these work, I'm curious which one has the best digital TV receiver. And it might also be time to compare it with this Homeworks DTV box that I had sent to me. I need to get myself some of those universal remotes. Well, I heard a clicking sound. Oh, look at that. Looks like it actually works. Now, the person who threw this in the trash also cut the wire and cut it real short, but if I'm just super careful and plug it in, we can see for sure. Oh, look at that. Oh, it looks like we just have some backlight issues. That's it. So maybe we have some LEDs that have gone bad. Well, I chased the issue and I didn't realize that the outside conductor is different from the inside conductor. So I learned something. And apparently, even though this cable's all fucked up, looks like it was okay. And it'll be easy to fix. So it might be the wrong Dell connector, because Dell like to have all sorts of different connectors. I don't know. I think we probably have a busted backlight. Ooh, look how warm that's gotten. This has probably watched a lot of football games. I'm trying to outsmart this design and not be outsmarted by it. This connector goes on like this. I believe that's the display connector. I hope this is connected to this frame, because otherwise it's just going to fall forward. I have it facing that way with the inside facing down a little bit so no dust will settle on it. And we can see what is the damage to this backlight, because this backlight does not seem healthy. Oh, wow, we can actually fix this. Look at that. The LEDs have come off, the LED lenses. I guess before I do that, I should check these. Oh. So these are facing where there's text, text, no text. And so the grid is that way. You wouldn't want to rotate it, because then it looks like the grid very much is aligned in that direction where we have text, text, and no text of where the sprue is. Well, there's a little bit of text actually. But either way, okay, so then the sprue is on the left side. At this rate, should I just take them all off? Now I'm trying to take them off. I ran home on the e-bike and I got some Harbor Freight Special super glue. Let's see if that will be good enough for this. Oh, shit. Ah. Man, that went everywhere. Man, that sucked. I like the gel glue way, way better. Way, way better. I was actually able to go back through and pull off about 10 of these and wipe out some of the excess glue underneath. Some of the areas that had droplets kind of like that, but much bigger. And so that should be pretty good. Here's a pretty egregious one, but I'm not going to touch it. There's only a few of those left now. I cleaned up the rest of them. I let it sit there for about a half hour, then I peeked in there and just the smell went poof right in my face. I had to scrunch my face up so hard. So I'm keeping this up like this to allow no dust to get in, but that solvent to get out. Well, would you look at that? I had a friend come by. Well, a friend I never met. I offered something free on Craigslist, and the guy said, well, I actually have some radios and stuff like that. Would you want them? And I was like, well, my other friend who's 17, Will, he's been wanting to play with stereos and stuff. So sure, I'll take them. And he was able to clear out some stuff in his storage unit. And I even got a nice milk crate. But I figure I'll give all this stuff to Will. Got some speaker wire. Oh, Radio Shack. Well, I'm not giving that away now. I want this Radio Shack wire. Well, everyone, it's the next day. Actually, it's about 24 hours. Let's see how bad this went. Some of these are fogged up. But I don't know if it's going to be a problem. Oh, yeah, I can really smell I'm going to take this lens off. And then I'm going to polish up the lenses. Okay, not too hard. That stick I rested it on, it did leave a mark, but I was able to get it off. The little hair looking thing is back. There it is, little tiny hair. That I would normally feel like this is just not going to come back to life, but I don't see anything in particular that makes me think it won't work. So, well, I guess we just put the LCD panel on and see what happens. Again, cleaning up this disgusting screen. Actually, you know what? I'm going to walk across the street to my friend's workshop and just solder it there. Okay. Just checking, it is metal, you know. Now, I do notice there was some dark spot down there, so I presume that means that it has some bad LEDs. Suffice to say, I decided to open it up yet again. Ah, well, look at that. We actually have a few LEDs that are out. But notice that some of the color temperatures of these LEDs are different as well. That is less blue and that one is more blue. On the screen it comes up brighter and dimmer, but that one's actually just as bright, it's just bluish. That's interesting. Oh. Okay, so they're, 45 volts, okay. Okay, let's break one off and see what we get. It looks almost the same from here, so I wonder if we can just get the hot air reflow station at least move a few over, because I didn't honestly notice the bad ones up there. I just noticed these ones where there's like 4 dead in a row. Look at that. Wow. Oh, I think we have a method. Oh. This is a little painful to watch. I desoldered this one and trying to solder it back on. Whoa, that actually worked. I kind of can't believe it. I hate these tabs so much. Hell yeah. Oh man. Well, we did it. Not nearly as bad. Okay, we can do something with that. I'm gonna leave it on its back so that it can keep drying. But there's so few lenses that I put on there that I'm not worried about that solvent getting in there too much. That took a little bit to do. I really need a microfiber cloth, but oh well. So what you do is you get a coaxial cable like this, and you cut one end off, and you cut two pieces of copper wire, extend them out, and then solder the outer shield of the wire to one wire, and then you solder the inner wire to the other one, and that is a pretty easy little antenna to build. It said the pin setting is enabled. Are you shitting me? So in order to do that, I need the remote control. I just cannot get to the menu on this to just do the channel scan. Just do it. So it seems like I'll probably need a universal remote for the big TV. There we go, finally. It feels so cool to finally live in a populated area because, think back to the time when I lived in Illinois and couldn't get hardly any channels. Now this. Looks like we got 76 channels. That's pretty good. I bet a lot of those are on the lower end, but then a little bit of the UHF because we have a few high number channels that are very, very powerful. Now what's funny is on our main TV, the Me TV channel 2, actually it locks with our TV, so we have to change it manually to the next channel. I always find that kind of interesting. Okay, now we'll leave it on. It's so cool to be able to get Star Trek at home. It's not something I'm familiar with, really. It's like TV doesn't come through miles of cable. It's amazing. So I got that to finally recognize that, but then I went to strip this, it just pulled out. What a crappy coaxial cable this is. It's kind of funny. I have to say, I do actually enjoy this Homeworks digitizer or DTV converter because it does actually have a snappier interface. A lot of these built-in TV ones absolutely suck. I love that this one actually says the actual frequency it's checking as well. So 51 channels. Interesting. That's what we were watching before. The long one. Over here. Or is this a seat between you and the... All the bottom row go bad again. Doing another channel scan to see what that one gets. You know, that little thing didn't get nearly as many channels as that, so it's kind of interesting. Look at that, we got them on both. This one has lower latency than this, but that makes sense though because this is the converter. Right, because I can't actually test that TV. So I'm kind of just standing here watching Star Trek, and I'm a little bit bored with television repair, to be honest, especially because this one, well, I'm just thinking like in the course of this video quite a bit came to the workshop and I might get rid of these. I'm getting these for a friend. You know, if any viewers want these Denon units, they are yours. But the TV, I could think of a few uses for it. It might be fun to stash away, but that's the thing. I don't just want to stash it away. I want to find a use for it. And yeah, I think I might toss these Sony speakers at the very least. Taking a break from the TV stuff and gonna mess with these Denon units. It's interesting, there's no power connector on these devices. It all goes through this 25-pin cable. I don't know what that means. Well, I see that the base, or going from the bottom, doesn't really reveal anything really, so that's going back down. Okay, so these come off, and then, okay, we have a few screws here. I was able to get it open by hitting the eject button and then pulling the tray out. Aha, look at that. We have a loose belt. I've decided the Denon units will be easy to restore. Those Polk audio speakers are worth more in parts than as a whole, and I kind of hate the design of them, but I'll keep the speakers. We should tear those apart another day. And I kind of feel like spritzing this up. Because this has a lot of stuff on it. And then I got these, which I can use for my power supply experimentation and making instruments. Not musical instruments, but digital instruments. I think, you know, it's tempting, but oh, it's a plasma screen.
Oh, that's why to get rid of it.
Ah! Ooh, I kind of want it.
Oh, no.
So guys, I've actually been already thinking about getting rid of this other TV. I feel like I've done a lot with this in such a short time, and I've got a lot of practice on repairing things on it. But the workshop is filled with stuff, and I need to get things going. And that other TV, if it works, you know, a plasma screen could be really fun to play with. So I think I'll take this one out and I'll go bring that one in and we can take a look at it real quick. Because this Toshiba, you know, it gave up quite a bit and it owes me nothing. But I had this on Craigslist for a trade, but nobody's offered for it yet. So let's take a look at the other one. Okay, let's see. Trading the Toshiba for a Samsung. Interesting. Oh, I just plugged it in and oh, that's funny looking. Man, it's so dark. I thought it was off until that appeared. So it actually has the little joystick thing. Oh, yeah. Very nice. DivX. Ah. Oh, look, you can see some of the stuff that was burned into it. What does that say? Oh, I see Samsung. Please connect the USB device before. Yeah, I can see something there. That's kind of funny. Still though, it'll work. The workshop's busy with TIG welding experiments, finally investing some money in that. And unfortunately, this antenna got damaged. So let me just try to solder this back on, and we can do a test. Oh, we already have shows. That's kind of funny. Store channels? Oh, search and store channel. Okay. Okay, 72 channels all sitting there. I moved the antenna over there, and 63 channels. You know, it's funny. I'm all like, oh, only 63 channels. I love how this looks, though. It's so bright. So I've had a few things kind of pile up in the workshop because I've had two people that they had a little too much stuff, and I was like, you know what? I go through a lot of stuff. I'll take the stuff and I'll do videos of it and maybe sell it on Craigslist. I have like some German electronics, some phones and stuff, and some stuff I can actually sell, to be honest. But some stuff I'm going to give away. So like this Denon unit, a scooter. And I'm also trying to get some welding going on. And overall, the workshop is cleaning up to where, you know, this stuff usually gets pulled out because this is like building maintenance stuff. But I've actually been going through a lot of this stuff. I've been pretty happy with it. But I want to make sure that I don't keep things around that aren't interesting. So I'm glad that I traded the other TV for this one, because this one definitely looks better. So I wonder if I should switch it off of store display, because it's going to always show that PDP TV. Oh, that's interesting. It looks a little different, yeah. Because I always had that thing on the side. The only issues with plasma screen TVs is they're very difficult to record. But I've actually found myself watching this a couple times. When I did my live stream last Sunday, there was Doctor Who on, so I watched that for a bit. And it's kind of cool to live in a place where there's actually TV channels. I hear they're going to be getting rid of broadcast licenses, though, which is weird. I guess that means there's going to be no more TV. But I thought, what about this? We take this Sansui apart and we make a wooden housing for it. That could be kind of cool. I do like how this thing has headphones. What, 4-color, whatever. S video, RCA, VGA, and HDMI. Look at that, I didn't even see that. Digital audio coaxial out. Interesting, and the antenna. Okay. Okay, so this is a little bit more complicated than I expected, but we have some flexibility because we have this long cable and we have these little cables and speakers. Now that it's freed of its pesky plastic, I can put these back together. And I actually organized them based upon, I marked them so that they can go back together exactly how they're supposed to be. It might not matter, but I'd hate to have all those possibilities of confusing them. So I just marked each one individually. Now, I see this has all these little ground standoffs. It's obvious that, well, especially before, whenever I disconnected it from this, it lost TV signal. So this definitely needs to be coupled to this. And I think maybe the best option is just to tape it to it. Well, that's a shame. The drill press that Thermionic Man gave me, the motor finally won't start. Now granted, I did twist it the wrong way before, but it's been giving me issues for a little bit of time. I'm just gonna, ooh, why is this so tight? What is going on here? Ah, okay. I have a pipe holding tension on it, and I'm just gonna do it by hand. I need this. And I also had to cut another piece for the screw. It was for these little heat sinks for those MOSFETs. Oh, right, the power cord. Shit. So I was able to put the power cord in, and then I had to press the nails back in. The nails didn't come out with the wood. The nails stuck in the base, so I had to push them through. They're held on okay. And these speakers, I was actually able to just crimp the tabs in, and then they're held in of their own accord. So I guess the only thing left to do is to unplug the charger on the phone. Ooh, it's beeping. Okay, so that's all it was. It's just the high voltage circuit for the fluorescent backlight was arcing. So I added a bunch of tape, and unfortunately, all the nails came out. So I'm just gonna see if I can squeeze them back through the holes, because I don't feel like dealing with it. This reminds me of a Scrappy Challenge TV, like from the first season. Hey, look at that. Who knew opening up TVs and replacing the non-conductive shell with nothing would be a bad idea, but turns out it is. Okay, so it's working. Now, as soon as I would press the boards in the back, this would start to get staticky, and if it was too much, it would just overload it. So let's see, I got it. I caused it to happen again. It's something to do with the high voltage here. I can even hear it hissing. Okay, so it's something to do with having the speaker running over here. That's just not going to work. I'm adding this paper in here, just maybe it'll stop some circuit from developing. I don't know. Okay, so I guess that was it. It was the backlight transformer. That is weird. This one's volume up, this one's volume down. Well guys, I think we're gonna call it there. This was 2 weeks of crazy television hacking, and if you call this hacking, I don't know, messing around, faffing about, making a mess, and checking it twice. Hope you guys enjoy this video, and thank you very much for watching. See ya. What a fun TV. I like this thing. Now to add handles to the side. know, I just decided to try out the USB stick that I have for my Windows 98 experiments. And Yokohama Kaidashi Kiku was on there, and it plays really well. Look at that.